Let's go ahead and get started. So the first thing we're going to do, following along in our instructions, is we're going to make the 4 at a time half square triangles that are made up of the marmalade color as well as the snow color. And I would be remiss if I didn't add that Art Gallery Fabrics has very graciously provided the fabrics that we're using for this 2026 block of the month. So I do want to make sure that I thank them and give them a shout out in each video because that's something that they absolutely did not have to do. So I appreciate them working with me. So, okay, the first thing we're going to do is make the HST1. And again, that's going to be using this marmalade color as well as the snow color, which is our background color. Following along in the instructions, and if you remember from the previous months, to make the half square triangles 4 at a time, we're going to stitch all along this square, 1/4 of an inch around all sides of it. And then we're going to come back and do 2 cuts corner to corner, and that's going to give us our 4 half square triangles that we will then need to trim down to size for our project here. So let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so as it turns out, I did not record any of the cutting, so I'm going to just simulate that here so you can see what took place. So after sewing 1/4 of an inch around your entire square, what you will do is bring it to your cutting mat, and then you're going to cut it 2 cuts diagonal to diagonal, and then you're going to flip it and do the same, and then you'll be left with 4 half square triangles. So hopefully we saw the first HST1, but I'll find that out as I edit the video. Okay, so next we're going to take these to the iron, flatten them, and then we'll trim them, and we'll be back. Okay, so now we're going to trim each of these half square triangles to the appropriate size as defined in our pattern. And I'm just using a ruler. So all of the dimensions for all of the blocks are in the written instructions that are in the Learning Center or the account area for those of you who are members of the Block of the Month Club. But for those of you who are not, you just want to make sure that as you're making the block, each of the squares that you are making are of equal size, right? And then your block will turn out to be whatever that size is times 3, right? Or no, it's 4 across, 4 across. So the half square triangles are made, and so now we're just moving on, following along in our pattern. We're now on step 8, or so we're actually on step 7, where we're going to be creating the flying geese, and the first actual real work is in step 8. So we're going to grab our fabrics that we're going to need. We'll need this background square or rectangle here, which will be the sky, I believe is what they call that, of our flying geese. And then we'll need our 2, I don't know, I would call them wings. They're going to make up the points on our flying geese. So what you want to do is you want to take each of your smaller squares and you want to draw a diagonal line. So I'm going to just show you that here. And I'll move these half square triangles out of the way. Okay, so the first thing we want to do is draw a diagonal line on both pieces of fabric. And this comes across, okay? So there's one, and here's the second. Okay. Okay, so now that we have drawn on the lines, then what we want to do is you want to take the first smaller square and you want to align it in the corner of your rectangle. And so for us, following along on the pattern, we're going to have this marmalade color on the left, and then we'll have the raspberry rose on the right side. We're doing these flying geese one at a time. There's various methods for making them. So for this video, we're doing them one at a time. So we've drawn our line on. We've aligned our small square in the corner here of our rectangle. I'm going to pin it so it doesn't move. Okay, and then we're going to sew right, not exactly on this line, but just a little bit behind the line, like 1 stitch length behind it. This method is called the stitch and flip method. So we're going to be stitching here, and then we'll be able to flip this corner up, and then we'll have the first half of our flying geese. We'll trim off the leftover piece. I think I should. Don't want to do that. Okay, so yeah, we'll just trim that off. I'm debating on whether or not I want to do a bonus half square triangle, but I'll just follow the pattern as it's written. Okay, so there's 4 of these, and I've already completed the first part of this for the other 3 pieces. So we'll just go ahead and then we'll chain piece these. So we want to okay, so let's stop and show you this now. Okay, so hopefully you can see this, and I'm going to cut off my leader. Okay, so we have this marmalade square sewn onto our rectangle, and I've sewn just a hair, a smidge behind the line that we drew on. So this will give me a little bit more wiggle room as I have to flip this up, because I want to make sure that when I flip it up, that the size of the flying geese matches the size that's listed in our pattern. So sewing just a little bit behind the line gives you just a little bit of room in case you need to maneuver and adjust this portion here. So this looks good. So I'm now going to just go ahead and trim off this extra piece here. So I'm going to take my ruler and I'm going to line it up on the 1/4 inch line, and then I will flip it so I can cut it. Okay, I'm going to save those scraps. Okay, so now I flip this up, and you can see I have the first beginnings of a flying geese. So next I will take the second fabric, which is this raspberry rose, and I'm going to align it in the other corner. And then I'll do the same thing. It's getting a little off. Where I'm going to now just sew just a smidge behind the line that I've drawn on. Okay, so now I'm gonna flip this up, and this is just near perfect to me. Okay, so that is covering pretty good. So I'm going to trim this off. Okay, I'm going to press this flat, and then I'm going to repeat this 3 times so that I have the other flying geese that's needed for this block. Okay, so we have our flying geese, all 4 of them completed. And the next step in our pattern is to create the center of the square, which is the half square triangles or the pinwheel that's made out of HST2. So let's go ahead and lay that out. We're going to set these to the side. Okay, and so that's orange down, or orange, it's marmalade actually. Okay, so this is our pinwheel, and this is actually this is, so we're going to create the 2 center A subunits. So that's the top of the pinwheel and the bottom of the pinwheel, and then we're going to attach those 2 together to create what our pattern is calling center B. Okay, then our instructions are things. We're going to go ahead and do that. Okay, so we have our HSTA subunits, and I'm going to pin them. Okay, so this is our center B unit. I'm going to just press the seams, and then we'll continue on with our instructions. Okay, so next set of instructions tell us to lay out our block. So let's go ahead and do that. So we have our HST1 units that are the corner units. Okay, so we have the corner units, and then we have the flying geese. Okay, so we're going to sew this row together like we've done the others. So I'm just going to just kind of flip these over and then sew them with a 1/4 inch seam. Okay, so now we'll just do the same. So we'll flip this end over, and then we'll sew them, and then we'll attach the 3 rows together. Okay, so we're going to press the seams, and then we'll come back and we'll attach row 1 to 2 and 2 to 3, and we will be finished with block number 9. Here's block number 9. This is mosaic number 3. It's unfinished at 12.5 inches squared. Finished is 12 inches. So hopefully you have enjoyed this video. So what did we do? We made half square triangles 4 at a time, and then Yeah, we did that twice. Half square triangles 4 at a time twice, and then we did the flying geese 1 at a time, and we made 4 of those for the points of our mosaic star here. So yeah, that's video number 9. Next month is video number 10. I don't have it printed in front of me, so I don't know the name of it at the moment, but do tune in. So hopefully you've enjoyed this video. Please like, subscribe, and comment. Again, if you're not a member of the Block of the Month Club, you still have time. There is the link below that you can get access to all of the printed patterns, as well as the video instructions for how to put them together. So hopefully we will see you here again next month. Have a good evening.